Excuse me. That's that smash repeating on me.
I forgot there's so much share in this fucking episode.
I know, so good. I'll try not to do those. Welcome, everybody. Welcome back, bitch. Hey, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of All Broads, No Brains. We are your go-to podcast for all the nostalgia of Buffy mixed with the impending dread for the current state of the world.
Mm-hmm. Was that actually your take?
I mean, I was going to just use it, yeah.
It is a good take, so do. Yes, we are on episode 58 of the podcast talking about season 4, episode 2, Living Conditions, written by Marty Noxon and directed by David Grossman.
Yeah, David Gross.
David Grossman.
Real Grossman. Up top, I'll tell you, I'm very excited to talk about this episode because I was very lucky to have a chance to talk to Dagney Kerr, who plays Kathy. And you can catch part of that interview in this episode and the full thing over on Patreon right now. And next week, it'll be available on YouTube for everybody.
Of course, before we get started, we have to ask the important questions that are driving you wild. Like,
Driving you wild.
Why do Buffy's friends always gaslight the absolute fuck out of her? And can I just caveat on the end of that, Tony? I have been saying this since like season 1.
To be fair, you have.
Why does no one listen to Buffy?
And also questions like, do you believe in love after love?
And do your toenails grow after they've been cut? Measure them tonight and let us know.
Let us know. I always say up top, and it's just not something I would ever say, but it's just part of my vernacular.
Up top.
So, first of all, what did you think of this episode, David?
That was really fun. Yeah, fun. Just a real fun episode. It wasn't all this like... I quite liked the early ones. As it just set in mood and set in tone and giving us new characters as they're adding into that season and all that sort of stuff. So, like...
Yeah, one of the things I wanted to share was that generally when we talk about season 4, we've had a lot of people be like, oh, good luck with season 4. Like, season 4 is going to be so hard. But I remember sending you a voice note yesterday saying, like, I'm actually really excited for season 4 because it's very, like, I just feel like we're going to relate so much to the places that we find the characters in. I also think after having, like, a pretty intense go at, like, going through the first 3 seasons, the season 4 is almost like season 1 part 2 in a way.
Okay.
There's a lot of like, some of it is really absurd and insane and people don't like certain characters, but I know we're only 2 episodes in, but I'm actually more than 2 episodes in because I've watched more, but I actually just am loving it. And I mean, I don't want to be like, I think you're gonna love it, but I think it'll be, whether it's positive or negative, it's going to be at least fresh.
My thing is, I'm here for the absurd stuff. I don't mind if it goes weird and wacky.
Oh, then you'll love this season.
My thing is, as long as it doesn't go against its own rules. That's the only time I ever get pissed off, is when it starts breaking its own rules.
Out of context, because I will tell you that there's a scene later in the season where someone orgasms from touching a wall.
What? Why?
Yeah, you'll have to see.
Man or girl?
A man and a girl. Yeah.
Must have been a really nice wall.
It was.
We opened to a big old previously on, which catches us up with Buffy and Riley, and it shows us in the end that the army gives us that little like, ooh, the army took a vampire. And then it finally opens up in Buffy's dorm room. Kathy is ironing and listening to Believe by Cher, which was gave me such a, I could almost smell the warm iron steam. Believe being played in the background and like fag smoke in the air. That was quite a visceral memory for me because I was like, oh, there was always I hate that steamy iron.
Ew.
Buffy keeps trying to leave, obviously, because she wants to go and do a bit of like kill vampires, do her job, do her volunteer work. But Kathy's being clingy as fuck. Buffy keeps trying to leave to patrol. Kathy mentions about like logging the calls, and Buffy does the best fake smile I've ever seen ever. Like, she looks like the smile episode of Buffy. I think Sarah Michelle Gellar's acting in this episode is fucking brilliant.
Yeah,
because she really gets so pissed off. And then Kathy mentions about like that basically she measures her milk because she noticed that Buffy took a bit for her coffee. Which I'm like, how much milk do you use for coffee that someone would notice that you'd be missing like a fucking spit's worth of milk? Do you know what I mean? I'm just
But do you not? Would you not notice that kind of thing if you were sharing with someone that you didn't really like? I feel like I would.
I don't really know. I do have memories of bad roommates and stuff, so it does give you that's what's great about this episode. It's just a quintessential, like, universal bastard roommate, and each of them are as bad as each other. Do you know what I mean? It's not about.
Yeah.
It's just compatibility, not like Kathy's not a bad person, even though she is a demon, which I love, which I didn't expect to happen actually. And then I love that she's replaying. She goes back and puts Cher on again as soon as the song stops. And I just wrote, what a nightmare of a roommate. We cut to the campus, and Buffy is slabbering about Kathy with Willow. Is she walking with Willow?
Yeah.
And then she hears like a twig snap, and I'm like, her life must be a nightmare because any wee twig snap, she's like freaks out and anything. I'm like, could have been a fox. Would you go away? What did I say here? Buffy referring to slaying as and she wanted to go out for a little play. Willow's complained about her roommate, and then she starts eating gum like a fucking pure Millie.
She's eating it like a big mill bag, and it's all for that joke. Remember I told you and Emma last week? It's all for her to be like, I'm chewing my gum kind of loud.
Oh, they just did Chekhov's gum?
I don't know. Maybe there's so much gum.
So
There's so much
random.
gum talk in this.
Just so much. I just didn't understand why. I just was like, why is she chewing gum?
It really takes me out of like TV shows and stuff when people chewing gum.
Characters who chew chewing gum who never always chewing gum, fair.
Yep.
Wouldn't be, but it's Willow chewing gum is like, that's what you do when you're like 10 and being like, Mum, I'm that's like, you don't do that when you're going to college.
Like, yeah, you're eating like juicy fruit one after the other.
Yeah, when you're in college, you're eating pussy.
Pussy fruit.
Pussy fruit. And the scene ends with the creepy green-eyed monster staring at Buffy, and then we roll to the credits. Any little thoughts?
In the previously on, I just love that they keep replaying this sound, and it continues through the next few episodes as well. It's when she drops the books on Riley, and she's like, It's just such it's just such a sexual noise she makes when the books drop on Riley. It's like, in the script, the song was originally meant to be Butterfly by Mariah Carey, but I'm glad that it turned out not being that, because this is just such a better.
That's a better earworm.
And I wonder if Cher gets money every time that's played in this show, or if she just gets it per for the episode.
But it's like such a iconic song, and it's like I always forget that it starts with that. After love, after love, after love, after love, after love. Sorry.
No matter how hard I try.
Right, you're only getting 4 of these this episode. That's one.
Buffy, when she's leaving the room, leaves her wardrobe door open. I don't know why it really annoyed me. Because it's just like open with all her stuff in it. I'm like, no. And I like when Kathy's saying, there's so many little things that I've adopted just into my everyday sayings, like
vernacular.
When Kathy's like, a stitch in time, Buffy's like, catches the worm, you bet. So I always love saying a stitch in time catches the worm, and I always forget that people don't watch Buffy.
Won't get the reference.
So they won't get it.
Because I figure a stitch in time catches the worm. You bet.
I love how passive aggressive Kathy is, because it's just so real to be like, I noticed that some of my milk was missing, but it's like, it's totally okay. Like I just noticed that like some of it was missing.
I love that.
And obviously later in the episode we see that Kathy puts labels and everything, but did you notice that at this point that she has where her books are labeled novels?
No.
Which I've never noticed it before, but I just noticed it now. I thought it was so funny. Willow's got a great line when she says, did we not put the girl in girl? I thought that was good. And I love this demon design. I just think it looks cool. The glowy eyes are brilliant, and the big melty Freddy Krueger face is Faggots kiss.
Yeah, this is a really good episode, actually. Now I'm thinking about even how the twist later on that we realise who's being chased the whole episode.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually really clever. After the credits, we open up to Buffy still continuing to patrol. She hears more twigs breaking, and Buffy then just asks that the scary thing comes out, and it's Kathy, which is like, oh.
But Kathy does a wee run towards her, and it's like,
yeah, Kathy says that she wants to join her for a coffee, but then a monster comes out of nowhere and attacks Buffy and Kathy. Buffy fucks Kathy into a bush and fights the monster, and it runs away before Kathy, I think, catches the monster. Don't think Kathy ever sees it. Oh yeah, of course, it's important that she doesn't see the monster. That would defeat the purpose of this whole episode. If she's seen the monster at the start, she'd be like, right, you found me, because it's her like family, isn't it, or whatever.
Yeah.
Buffy blames it on a thief trying to steal her bag, and Kathy is quite sweet and is annoying as fuck, is what I've said here. She's quite a sweet character, but the actress does so well at making her so fucking annoying.
I really understood Kathy. I actually felt very bad for her, and I feel like the way I approached her is, well, first of all, she was completely unsocialized because she's a demon, but she really wanted to fit in so bad. She really wanted this experience, and then her father took it away from her. So, the fact that she came all the way and got a new identity just to go to college, she really wanted to get away from demon world and be part of something. And I think we've all had that experience where we are trying to fit in, but maybe we just don't know how. So yeah, I felt bad for her because she just didn't have the skills. And let's be honest, Buffy didn't make it that easy for her either. She didn't come out like, "Hey girl, welcome to college.
Yep.
Let me know if you want to go. I don't know if you have a circle of friends. Your outfits look a little, if you needed help, if you want to borrow something." She didn't make me feel very welcome either.
God, and look at my sweater. It's ruined. Yeah, sorry about that. Here, we'll go get you cleaned up.
Two monsters at the end of that scene mention that she may be the one, and they decide to follow her.
Well, actually, what the monsters say is which means she might be the one and we need to go follow her. Check. I love how Kathy's red sweater got ruined, but not her white trousers.
Yeah. And how did it get ruined? It's very dry.
Stop, David. Stop!
The next day, Buffy is checking mail
in Giles' courtyard.
In Giles' courtyard, that's right. I was a bit confused there. And a sweaty Giles comes jogging in, all sweaty, and I wrote sweaty 3 times here for some reason because I was like, oh,
he's so sweaty. And he's wearing grey joggers.
Oh, let me see that big fucking bulbous.
Let me see that Anthony Stewart head.
Buffy makes a joke about him bucking her ma again, which I still will never not enjoy, like the little callback to that. She catches him up on about the demon. Buffy mentions that Kathy came along, and a wee joke about the whole dorm being that she invited the whole dorm, but only Kathy could come, which I thought was.
Yeah.
I think Buffy's funny in this episode. Like, she's humorous. She asks about his plans. He's concerned for her health.
He's concerned for her health.
Yeah, because he was like, "Why are you asking about my plans? You've never asked about me ever in your whole life. What's wrong?" And we figured Buffy's trying to hang out at Giles's so she doesn't have to hang out with Kathy.
But that's 5 miles away from the school. Go to the library or go do something else. But obviously they need to keep Giles in the loop because he's unemployed.
But 5 miles in California is not that far.
No, but Buffy doesn't drive.
Oh yeah. Giles calls her fussy and then basically says you just need to be more patient.
I love that wee line about inviting the whole dorm, but Kathy was the only one that could make it. I like when Giles is like, well, best discourage that activity.
Yeah, I like the sarky back and forth with them. I just love their relationship so much. It's actually my favourite part of the whole TV show.
I also love that we're just getting to see so many new locations, which is nice. It keeps...
Yeah, it's freshening it up, isn't it?
And just Sarah Michelle Gellar's got a great smile. At the end of that scene when she's like, take a mental pic. This is the new improved Buffy, like roommate extraordinaire. And she's like smiling like, oh my God, you're gorgeous, oh my God.
We cut to Kathy in her room cleaning her top. And then she decides just to go through Buffy's closet. Which I'm like, I don't think you can just get up and go through your mate's closet. But anyway, and then in there she found you.
Homophobe. There's a homophobe right here.
I'm joking, you've been out of the closet for so long.
I was in that closet.
She ends up finding Buffy's bag of Slayer shit, including a crossbow, and Kathy doesn't look anywhere concerned at all. She's like, funny dildos that she's got here.
A dildo emergency?
And then we cut to the food hall where Buffy's trying to hide in the queue from Kathy, and then she starts chatting with this guy with enormous eyebrows.
Ex-boyfriend or loan shark?
He explains how to cheat the system to get more food and all that stuff, which I thought was very sweet, that you're getting a bit of like just normal, not plot driving information, just day-to-day conversation. Those are my favourite bits, and you get the real world stuff. Parker Brahms is his name, and she goes and sits with her crew, but she has... Sorry, Parker Abrams, it's my autocorrect. Parker Abrams.
Parker Brahms.
Parker Brahms. And then she has like a little thing where he's going to walk off somewhere, and then like her friends are like, hi. And they have to like they leave each other.
She's not a storyteller like me.
Sander is there, and he's having to explain why he's there, because why would he be there? He doesn't go to college.
Not that I mind, but don't non-college guys usually populate the non-campus?
Usually. Just thought I'd come around and check on my girls.
And eat off my plate. What's the deal, Zand? Parents not feeding you?
Willow is asking who the cute guy was, and I love when Willow gets all really like, oh, Casey, oh, she's such a good friend.
No, see, I think different, but I'll tell you when it's my turn.
Interesting. She updates the guys on the demons. Xander is kind of itching to do something, and then Kathy squeezes into the table. Oh, she's the most annoying person in the
I
world.
love her so much.
I know. That's because you are her. Buffy notices Kathy wearing her sweater and referring to herself as a sister. And then we get this slow-mo shot of like Kathy biting into a burger with ketchup dolloping on this, like her little fucking sweater. And you could just... That's what I love, that the dramatic beats in this whole episode are never to do with the demons. They're always to do with the OTT over the top. I've only noticed that right now as I'm saying this to you, is that the dramatic beats in this whole episode are always around the Kathy Buffy relationship. Like, and I thought this is really funny. I just really enjoyed these couple of wee scenes we had. What do you have for me?
Just one thing, just a few. Well, actually, loads. I love that she goes to Buffy's wardrobe and picks out a fucking season 3 cardigan. And I also love that she was not fussed by finding the weapons. When we cut to the cafeteria / the Rocket Cafe, which I think is the name of it, is where we meet Parker Abrams, who's played by Adam Kaufman, who declined to appear on the podcast for reasons unknown. He's beautiful hair though. Beautiful hair. Not reasons unknown. We know the reasons why. I just won't share them. Beautiful hair. Great eyebrows. So I was just wondering about how the meal things worked. Do they get one punch per what they can fit on their tray?
I think so.
Oh, that would be fucking class, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you would go in skinny and come out bulging. Not with food in your belly, food in your pockets.
Yeah, just be
And your belly.
be a fat cunt. Did you notice that one of the things that's on Parker's tray is a cling filmed wedge of lettuce?
I did notice that.
I wonder if they're just wrapping random shit. Although I do love a wedge of lettuce, like as a salad when you go somewhere and it's like covered in bacon bits and like honey
What's
mustard.
that called? What do you call that?
A lettuce
Is it a
wedge.
wedge?
Yeah.
Alright.
Storytelling.
Buffy went last week from being so happy to see Xander to being like, why the fuck are you here? Like, okay, quickest 180 ever. But I love it. Xander's like, I'm here to check on my girls, and it's Oz's leg that he kind of like squeezes.
Never noticed that.
Which I thought was so cute. Willow again being, oh, Buffy's talking to a boy, Buffy. Oh, he likes you. Willow can just not stand Buffy being single. Ever. It makes her really uncomfortable for some reason. She's just like, oh, I saw that. You were talking in the queue. You are obviously going to get my God. Like, shut up, you shit fucking ginger. Oz is the cutest, no question. I just think, I think what you were saying, it's like the guys are bigging up Buffy. But Xander calls her the Buffinator, and Oz makes he kind of piggybacks off that joke later when he says, yeah, no question, he'll be back. Which I thought was quite...
I didn't get that. That was very good.
It was so cute. He's just like, the Oz and Buffy's relationship in this episode is actually so nice to see, because we never have had just like a direct thing of them together, which is ironic because him and Sarah Michelle Gellar are really close friends in real life.
Oh, are they?
Yeah. They're starting to seed Xander feeling left out, and it's not quite a big deal yet, but it's really like a big part of the season, which is really, really good. When Kathy's had started the table and Buffy's like, I saved you from, and Willow's like, bear. She's like, mugger. I just thought that was so funny. Willow is looking brilliant. That haircut has done wonders for like her maturity level. I feel like I don't see her as like a mousy wee girl anymore. It's like she's a woman.
And you'd never see her in dungarees again. That girl without her wouldn't wear dungarees.
That's actually true. You never see her in dungarees ever again.
You just made that up.
I do like that we get that little bit of like passive aggressive emotional blackmail from Kathy when she's like, I mean, it's almost like we're sisters now. Soul sisters. Because you're sucking on that pussy like you want to be calling me all this. And I just said I love that Kill Bill close up on the eyes. Even though this was way before Kill Bill, I just love I love that what you said is right. The frame of reference is like westerns, but for me it's like Kill Bill.
Kill Bill, because he was doing a pastiche of the westerns, I think. Cut to Buffy in the dorm on the phone raging about Kathy.
Yeah.
Buffy saying what she has to deal with, but we hear in Willow's side of the conversation, talking to Willow on the phone, that Willow's having a pure rave in her dorm. I'm like, that's a wee bedroom. Why is there a fucking rave happening? Kathy comes in to remind her. Well, she hangs up the phone because she says Kathy's come back from having a shit. Kathy comes in to remind her, but don't forget to log the call, and then starts flossing. I just wrote here you get these little like skits, like a little like silent movie skit thing between the girls' behaviors, bugging each other, with one opening the window, one closing the window, one like tapping, and that happens later on, doesn't it? But we're just starting to see their little odd couple
idiosyncrasies.
Yeah, starting to play out the humour of it. And then Kathy finds Buffy's gum on her book. When she lifts her book, it's like stuck. And then we hear Buffy doing like a really loud swallow because we do see her chewing gum. She's like, yeah, that's good. That came through perfectly loud there. It was very good. And then she goes to sleep and has a prophetic dream about her soul being taken by a Dementor. And then she wakes up in the morning. She wakes up in the morning to Kathy raging about the noise. And then we cut to black.
Yeah, she's like, do you always make that noise when you sleep? Then we cut to Buffy in the middle of the night, be like, hiya! I love the contrast of Buffy complaining about her roommate to Willow and Willow listening, despite Willow having the obviously way worse roommate. So I really like that. I think they obviously do that a few times in this episode to show that, like,
Buffy's up her own hole a wee bit.
I had a question about whether, is it gross for someone to floss in front of you? Like, I just don't think it. I think by the time you're flossing, you've brushed your teeth already, so it's like, it's not like big mad chunks are coming like flying out of your. Are big mad chunks coming flying out of your mouth when you floss? That doesn't happen when I floss.
I mean, it is a bit gross. You should really do it in the bathroom.
The bathroom's got the toilet in it, so if you've got your mouth open, there's probably.
Well, what do you brush your teeth?
In the bedroom.
What?
No, I walk around my house and brush my teeth normally. This is where we start to see Kathy's got her labels like everywhere, which that doesn't really. That to me, I'm like, that doesn't really bother me. I wish I was an organized queen, but I'm just not. But I do love that Buffy's looking for a place to try and put her small apple, and the fridge is basically full of all Kathy's food. I am curious to what Kathy eats other than boiled eggs. I was also wondering why Buffy's gum was on Kathy's side of the room.
I was wondering that too. Why would you just set a piece of gum?
And then why would you slam a book down so hard on it that it would go in like a perfect circle? Like, who puts the... yeah, anyway, it doesn't matter. But it is funny. I still think that effect when she's like, oh, who left their gum here? Well, it wasn't me, Buffy. I don't know.
I love those.
Funny.
I quite like that passive aggressive, like when there's only two people in the room and one person asks the other person a question that's very obvious. Well, I didn't do it.
Yeah.
Oh, is the window open? I didn't open it.
And I like that wee scary dream in the scorpion and the soul sucking. It was very high patter.
Well, it's very high patter.
High patter. So, Act 2. We're in the common area of the uni, and Buffy's telling everyone about her nightmares from last night. And Buffy's like, oh, the worst part is when I woke up to see Kathy staring at me. And Oz is like, actually, I think the worst part is when the demon was pouring blood down your throat. That was great. Buffy's just on a rampage. Complaining about Kathy. Giles suggests that they examine the dream and determine its meaning. That's when Kathy rocks up. And she always goes straight into the conversations. That's what I love about her. And she's like, oh, you can read dreams? Neat. I had the weirdest nightmare last night, and it's exactly the same nightmare as Buffy's. Oh my God. What's happening? Oh my God. Buffy basically tells Kathy to fuck off. And Kathy's like, oh, someone's a wee grumpy hole in the morning. And Buffy's like, I woke up and you were eye fucking me, dickhead. And then Kathy leaves and she's like, toodaloo, motherfucker.
What's that from?
Is it Hangover?
Toodaloo, motherfucker.
I think it's the
don't know.
Asian guy from Hangover.
It might be. That's so funny.
Buffy just keeps continuing slabbering about Kathy and she calls her a mooch and says how she hates having to watch her floss. And Giles tells Buffy she needs to stop being such a primo bitch and focus. And maybe her and Kathy encountered something in the woods. And Willow's like, well, let's figure out what the dream ritual means. And Buffy's like, right, well, I'm away. And Buffy's basically fucks off and she's like, you guys do the work, I'm gonna go have a nap in class. And it's like, it's great to see Joyce's hard-earned dollars at work.
Mhm.
And that is one thing about this episode that annoys me, and about, like, I want, and I will get to that point, but I just want Buffy to be taking college more seriously. It's not like high school where you have to go because it's legal. It's like we do get there. We do get there. But
Yeah,
right
but
now,
it's like
for
the
some
first
reason,
two
I don't know.
episodes, like,
I know, I don't know why I'm so bothered by it.
would you do your revision? Would you sit down and do your homework?
Your revision, oh my God.
No, I dig it. It kind of feels more real to life. When I went to uni those first 2-3 months, no one did anything but partied.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
true. I actually don't think I went to any uni parties, but I just enjoyed having the bursary to go party elsewhere.
Mhm.
I just love when Buffy's like, right, well, I'm away. It just reminded me of one time when we were in Talkmona church and Robert was like, what does Jesus mean when he says, like, I'm the way, the truth, and the life? And one of the email bags was like, Jesus, like, I'm away to heaven. And it's just one of my favorite things ever that I remember from Talkmona. Because I'm just like, Jesus is like, I'm away.
That's very good. That's very
So
good.
The gang are acutely aware that Buffy's being a bit of a dick, even comparing her to Cordelia. I'm like, oh, remember Cordelia?
No.
They brush it off, basically by saying it's the pressure of living with someone and she hasn't been sleeping. But Giles says, sure, keep a wee eye on her in case she goes absolutely ballistic. Oh my God.
Oh God.
I like when Willow introduces Giles here. She calls him our grown-up friend, but not in a creepy way. And Giles has like a genuine little laugh, which I thought was so cute.
You noticed that?
And also, his face in this scene is brilliant because it is like he's watching Buffy be a dick. And he's trying to figure out why she's being a dick. And I just thought it was really just like
I never noticed that.
a smart choice on him. Thoughts on that scene?
No.
Wow, that's great. Great.
So we cut to a new scene and it's at these caves, which looks more like a big, mad, crumpled piece of paper and a campfire. That was my only my only thing about this scene. But we see those Freddy Krueger demons from earlier, and they're basically like, and they're basically like, yeah, she's the one. Let's get our boss to come on through, sure. And we get a close up on the fire before crossfading to Buffy going back to her dorm room. Now, in the script, it says that within the fire we can see tortured faces and lost souls. I'm like, I think someone
Okay.
forgot to do that part of the job. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Oh my God.
They were like, no, we can't do that. We spent too much money on the demon fingernails. So
The toenails.
yeah. One of the other things I love, because the demons are obviously just speaking a made up language, like is that I love made up languages.
All languages are made up.
That's true. It sounds kind of Arabic-y, so it's kind of sexy when demons say it. I really think I should get a job as a voice actor for a demon.
You'd be very good at that. Or if they redid the Aladdin and then they follows the wee bug.
Who disturbs my slumber?
That's so good. Your voice is so deep.
Yeah. It's like
You're such a friend.
Diamond in the rough diamond. In the diamond.
That's the exact timing that I have in my head too. The interruptions. That was so good.
It's so funny. Right. So Buffy arrives back at her dorm and Parker's there and he's chatting and laughing with Kathy and they're talking about the VH1 divas. I'm like, I really am Kathy.
You are, Kathy.
That was literally me, like, steal my housemate's boyfriend and talk about the VH1 divas. It's like, guilty. Parker's a wee sweetheart. He brought her Ziploc bags after telling her all about how to work the system.
Steal.
Yeah, how to be a thief. Buffy becomes a fucking thief. Buffy does what she does best, and she drives a man out of her life. Kathy's like, it wouldn't kill you, it'd be nice, you know? And Buffy's like, well, it looks like you were slagging it up enough for the both of us. And Kathy closes the window. Buffy opens it.
I'm cold. Well, I'm hot. Deal with it.
And then Kathy's like, you know what your problem is? You're a spot wee bitch. She's like, it's showtime now, Buffy. Buffy's like, oh, I'll show you showtime. And she flawlessly opens this carton and does her best impression of me during my London years and just guzzles down that milk, getting it all down her top.
London years. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. The feeling of gum coming down your chin would be wick.
As if I would ever let any dribble out of my mouth. One of the reasons I think that we love the character of Kathy is that she gets under Buffy's skin in a way that the audience has never seen before. And it brings out a completely new side of the character, which, 4 seasons in isn't something that is always easy to do. So I just kind of wanted to ask you what it was like to kind of play those scenes, like, that are such hilarious, like, comedic scenes. Like, did you intend to play them so funny, or how did you approach how you played Kathy?
That's a great question. I will say that before I go into that, it's funny that you said that about a different side of her, because when I wrapped, when you're working with a star of a show, sometimes you don't know if they'll maybe even introduce themselves or even see them before. Sometimes I've worked on shows where I have no contact with the person until we do a rehearsal, we speak our lines, and then even still they don't like go, hi, I'm so and so. It's just, every experience you just kind of take the tone off of whatever it is. If they say hi and want to talk to you, between scenes, great. If they leave, and so anyway, I remember, you sign out, you leave, and I remember one of like the PAs running, going, oh, Dagney, Sarah has been looking for you. She wanted to say goodbye, and I was like, oh wow, okay, great. And so she says to me, and I remember she said, thank you so much. She said, this was such a fun experience to be able to have like a different side of my character and be comedic. And so she actually said that, but a lot of that is starts from the writing. But anyway, it's funny that you said that, because she did really enjoy bringing out a different side of her character through this episode, she had mentioned. And so that's cool.
Maybe the world revolved around you where you used to live, but it's share time now.
But their chemistry between the two of them is amazing. Like,
Yeah.
it's so believable for her, just like showing, like, I always find it really interesting with actors. Like, fair enough, the Scoobs all have been now working together for 3 seasons, but like, this guest star comes in for a couple of episodes too, so it's not just one episode, and she's trying to fit in with those, like, I'm talking about the real people, like, the fact that she could come in and just like, there's a certain confidence to Kathy, that ignorant confidence that certain people have, who just, like, stupid people confidence, where they just
Like a banger Christian. She is literally like a banger Christian going to Queens for the first time. Well, this is a level of comedy that is played straight, and that's the type of comedy I love. It's like,
same,
like in Scary Movie, for example, where it's like they're never playing that as if it's meant to be funny. Like, and that's why Anna Faris is so ridiculous.
I was married once.
Get out of the way, bitch!
Don't call me no bitch! You ain't shit!
Shut your ass up, snow hoe!
And don't worry about that vase.
The face. Oh, sorry, I didn't know it. Oh! Help! My pussy's gone crazy!
We cut back to the corridor in the dormitory and we see Willow and Oz talking about being worried about Buffy. And Willow's dressed like a 7-year-old on her first holiday in Tenerife for some reason. It's, like when white people don't know how to dress for holidays. But I'm also like, I'm sorry, but what is the weather? Like, what is the temperature? I feel like I need to know, because Oz is wearing a jacket with like a Sherpa collar. Willow's wearing that bikini and shawl. Buffy wears a coat with a hoodie. Kathy's just like dandling about in like a little top. I need to know.
Yeah, could somebody pick a weather and stick to it?
We should look up typically what the weather would be like in October in California. Actually, it wouldn't be that bad. The only time it ever rained the entire time I was in LA was on my birthday, October 14th. So Willow's like, I wish I didn't have homework. Otherwise, I'd go and hang out with Buffy and stop her from being a fucking psycho. And Oz is like, well, sure, I'll go hang out with her, see if she's okay. And Willow goes to go into her room again, but her roommate's still having some big, mad, raging party, so she goes off to the library instead. And I don't know why, but I have always thought that Willow's roommate was a boy. And of course it's not going to be a boy.
Oh, yeah. I assumed
But
it was a boy.
But there's just something in my mind that just, like,
Because
made me think,
he's throwing a big rager. It feels like such a
yeah,
dorm fella thing to do, like Van Wilder or
yeah.
something.
And I don't know why I've never, like, debunked that thought process to myself. Also, last week, I just noticed whenever Buffy goes to Pedro Pascal's dorm, it's room 213, which is right next door to Buffy's. So I'm
Yeah.
like,
Unless they're in a different dormitory house. You know, like, you could have, like,
oh, yeah,
he
that
would be in the
make...
male dormitory and he would be, but it's still a bit weird that
Well,
he's
no,
in the next
because
door
it
one.
is a mixed co-ed, because later on in the episode, it's a male that comes out of that room. He's like, people
That's
are
right.
trying to study.
That's
You know.
right. They're trying to study.
So, Oz is standing about trying to find Buffy when some smelly emo with a cunty little bob walks past and catches his attention. Little weird scene. And we also see the IRA from the end of last week's episode sneaking around in the bushes in the background. No surrender!
Yeah, what is this? Are they are they supposed to be vampires that have walked past him?
No.
What was the point of that scene? Do we ever see those people again?
Yeah.
I might be mental.
No, you're not being mental. They're just planting the seed.
Oh, right. No, but this is not in this episode, but later on.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Okay. I just thought I blanked out like minutes of this episode because I'm like, that never paid off.
You're going to hate her, that character, because she's a singer.
Oh, I fucking hate singers.
And she's like, I'm gonna wanna see you going down. You know, the people that eat the microphone, they're like,
Yeah.
going outside. And when you actually see the clip of her saying, you're like, that was such a spot on
Such a good
impression.
I have no
Yeah.
doubt.
Oz and Buffy are patrolling, and Buffy's telling Oz more shite about Kathy, and she does a wee mime, and Oz is like, either you beat the fuck out of her, or you did a wacky mime routine. She's like, I didn't do either, actually. And Oz is being a great wee girlfriend here. I love seeing him be like, and because he also has to lie and pretend that he's doing it because it's better than homework. And but he's really doing it like because he's worried about it, which I love. And he's like, here, but do you think that all your fucking mad ranting is scaring the demons off, chick? And Buffy calls Kathy the Titanic. Like, because she's big and wet and loves going down deep. Yeah.
There's also a little bit in that scene where Oz says, like, no one deserves mine.
But it's like the flip of the thing you'd be expecting him.
Yeah. That's the funny
say,
joke.
oh, because he said, oh, you don't, like, she deserves to be beat up, but she doesn't deserve the man. He is very funny. Like, they're doing great stuff with Oz in this moment, but some would say too little, too late. It's just a little too late. What were you going to say?
I don't know when he leaves, so.
Neither do I. I stopped watching after this episode. It's the last episode I've ever seen.
Right, okay.
So, back in Buffy's room, she's trying to do her homework, and Kathy's just full on cutting her toenails in front of her. I'm like, oh, you fucking tramp. Go and do that in the bathroom. Like, why would you ever do that?
So you think that's worse? You think
Cutting your
toenails is worse
Cutting your toenails
than picking out the food from in between your teeth?
See, I never think about flossing as picking out food from between your... I think you're just trying to make sure there's no plaque. I never think of it as like you're removing tons of stuff. Because if you floss every day, you're not removing loads of stuff.
Stuff gets stuck.
That's not... Maybe I'm flossing completely
Yeah, you did it wrong.
Maybe that's why. No, my dentist was always like, you've got great teeth, except for all the ones that are growing in sideways and break your jaw. Anyway. I love the slow-mo effect of the nail clippers and the nails flying off into the air. It did made me wonder what they used for the nails. I love how cinematic this is.
This is what I mean, that they put the money of this this episode into the comedy, not into the FX of the monsters and all that stuff, which is why I'm like, I really enjoyed this episode. I thought it was very funny.
Yeah. Just the like the big metal clanking noises and the flipping. It's just so funny. And Buffy, it's also the sound design of this episode I think was brilliant because Buffy's like tapping her pencil I thought it was interesting that Kathy hears it the same way that Buffy hears the nail clippers.
Yeah.
Kathy puts Cher on and Buffy's like tapping her pencil so hard it snaps. And I love when Buffy puts her wee earmuffs on and we get that like under the water sound. It's like, you can be a Santa Cruz.
Wow.
I should have done that actually. That would be better. It's like, but after all. Oh, yeah, one of the things I was trying to figure out recently is if I can, you know how Jessie J talks with her mouth closed?
No.
She has her mouth closed and she's like, oh God, what are you doing? Oh God, what are you doing? I just want to learn to do it.
I think you have.
Kathy is rolling and cracking an egg. And I like that we get this is when the score comes in and it's also overlapped with Cher and the noises. And it is just this nice, like, chaotic little thing. But I love this little like that little Tim Burton-y kind of.
I didn't hear that. I didn't notice that. Damn it.
Buffy goes to bed. I love it. She's like, I'm just going to go to bed while Kathy's still listening to Cher.
The music's still loud as fuck. Yeah.
And she ends up having the same nightmare with the scorpion and the blood. And she wakes up and Kathy's also having that nightmare at the same time.
The only thing I have really, because I've obviously peppered some things in, the only thing I have is that she's like, I can't concentrate on any of my homework. I'm going to sleep. It's like, so you can't study, but you can happily sleep through this. This is insane. And also how dark the room gets when she turns her one lamp off.
I
It's
love
like,
that in
pitch
TVs
black.
and film. So we cut to the hallway the next day and Kathy's complaining to Willow about Buffy and she's telling Willow like she's secretive, like she comes and goes at all hours. She leaves her gum everywhere and she's like she can't like talk to her. I love the idea of Buffy just leaving her gum like literally everywhere.
Just sitting about.
She's like, I can't talk to her because I get the feeling that she's not quite normal. Which I love. Buffy sees them talking and she's clearly on her way to an archaeological dig based on how she's dressed. And Kathy's like, fuck, here she comes. See you later, check. Buffy's like, why are you talking to that dick? Willow's like, right, you need to wise up because we were just saying hiya. And she's like, Buffy, this has to stop. You need to deal with your Kathy issues. Buffy's like, right, you know, you're right. I've been thinking about it and it's clear to me now.
Kathy's evil. I'm an evil fighter. It's simple. I'm gonna have to kill her.
Thank fuck that Willow's dressed a bit more sensibly in this scene than the last few scenes. I actually really like what she's wearing in this scene. But I love that, like, Buffy's just dressed like a fucking archaeological freak here.
Why, what's she wearing? I can't remember.
She's wearing like khakis, and she's got like, you know, a tan shirt that's like in and her hair's in a bun. You know, it actually really reminded me of her outfit from The Wish. You know, when she's like that Slayer, like the Slayer that's all hardened.
Oh, yeah.
And it made me wonder if it's because she's losing part of her soul, if like her colourful dress sense, because she has been very colourful.
Very Sarah becoming Buffy. That was a very, very deep.
Like gone too deep. Deep and wide, there's a floor, deep and wide. Oh!
People where we left off with Willow unsure. Buffy shows Willow the toenails and Willow's making jokes.
Good thinking, because in the middle of the night, those toenails could have attacked you and left little half-moon marks all over your body.
And Buffy measures the nails and says that they grew. Willow just is like, okay, check, no problem. Sure, check in with Giles first. And whenever Buffy's like, yeah, of course, I'm not crazy, while acting a wee bit crazy. Which I'm like, that's the only time I'm like, I could see why everyone's a bit worried about Buffy. But I'm like, everything that Buffy seems to be, I still don't think she's unreasonable. She does seem like a fucking melter of a housemate. I'd be getting pissed off too.
But I think if you were like, oh my god, my housemate's so annoying. Like, she cut her toenails last night, so I collected them off the floor when she thought I was sleeping. But she was in the bathroom and I got her toenails, and it's like, she's obviously a demon because they keep growing.
Do you know what? See, when she says she's a demon, I was like, she's a demon. Buffy's never wrong. Because I'm like,
I know.
even though we as the audience, I am brand new. I didn't know whether Kathy was or wasn't a demon. But as soon as
you
Buffy,
trust Buffy.
I trust Buffy because she's never wrong. But then for some reason, these fucking people who've been saved by her multiple times and even later on, we get Willow going like, so sorry for not believing. He's like, again? We've been doing this for fucking years at this point. Willow, you can't. Anyway, Willow phones Giles to give him a heads up that Buffy's on her way over, and everyone seems very concerned that Buffy's lost her mind. Any thoughts on this we've seen?
That part was so funny. She's like, I mean, she's not being like, not like bitchy crazy, like homicide crazy. So I sent her to you, okay? I just thought it was funny. The joke about
That
the
was funny.
toenails, like it was like when she said, like, "Oh yeah, thank God you picked them up because in the middle of the night they could have like jumped up all over you and left little crescent-shaped marks." But it's also like, why was Kathy not lifting her toenails up off the floor?
That is the bit that's disgusting. Doing your toenails, what can you do? You have to do them somewhere. Pick those
Yeah.
bitches up. And also, you can ease the toenails. You don't need to click.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? I
yeah,
used to
yeah.
have something that would like click and it would go flying across the room. Like, you're never going to find
Yeah.
that. I was like, you can just ease it and it'll like cut your nails slowly. And
Yeah.
it
Because
does my
what of mine is like a fucking brick of cement because it was where I had my toenail removed and it grew back so thick.
I don't know why it really turns me. So I hate
know.
feet, and I hate your
You
feet
do hate-
especially.
I know, but you also have rotten feet and you think you've got nice feet.
No,
they're
no,
not.
I've accepted they're horrible. No, I'm okay
Okay.
with that. But you think
And-
you've lovely feet and you've horrible
Oh,
feet.
mine are ruined ever since I, just kept trying to squeeze them into size 8 girl shoes when I was a emo goth.
Last
when
week.
I just went through my fat girl phase, and I just wanted to wear girl clothes.
You've been doing your fat girl face since we met.
Buffy's small little hair bun versus her massive ponytail. It's not really a big deal, but it made me wonder. Oh, I wonder if she has extensions in when she's doing her big ponytail look. Extensions.
Fake ponytail? Toenail?
Yes, I don't think it's the ponytail that's fake. I think it's like a full underlay of extensions because this little bun is very small to the back of her head. But earlier
Oh,
when
right,
she had her
okay.
ponytail, it was like full on stench,
Didn't notice.
Judy stench. So it was.
We cut to Buffy walking into Giles' his apartment, flat. His apartment? No. House?
I mean, it has it upstairs, but it's just like a veranda.
Condo? So what they call a condo, maybe?
No, that's those things you put on when you don't want somebody to get pregnant.
So she goes into Giles's, all concerned, bit ominous, and then a net drops on her. And I'm like, would you not think if you walked into, how high are his ceilings?
Yeah, not that high.
Like, you would notice a massive fucking net just hanging. If I walked into a room, I would notice a net.
Would you pull that crap with a net?
Very good. But they drop a net on her. And then as she's in the net, they're able to tie her up. The only thing that I could remember from that scene was just Giles going like, there's definitely something amiss or something like that. He just like
Yeah.
says something is amiss.
And she's like, yes, something's amiss. A Miss Kathy Newman.
Yes, that's what it was. Yeah. That's funny. Buffy says that she has parts that keep growing and irons her jeans. She's evil. Which I thought was funny. Giles thinks that maybe they were processed, is what I'm saying here, but did he say possessed?
Buffy's been possessed into a packet of ham, and now she's going to do a sandwich.
And I just can't conceive. He says he just needs to get supplies to check the toenails. Basically, he's like, fine, I'll check the toenails. But they've like, we're able to tie Buffy up quite easily, which I think later on, I think it's done purposely. She's allowed them to tie her up easily to
Yeah.
find out what's going on. I get that feeling because it was like,
There's
she'd
no
kick the
way they
fu-
would
she
ever
would-
be able.
she'd kick the fuck out of every single fucking one of you, we fucking hairbags.
Fucking freaks, man.
Anything in that we've seen?
Yes, I do just love how much of a freak they're making Buffy out to be because it does have a good like little payback. Obviously later when you realise that, well, she's obviously being the bitchy part because her soul's being sucked out, but she also is coincidentally right.
Yeah.
About everything.
Always.
And she's like, something's amiss, Kathy Newman. I just thought that was a great.
Was really
Because
funny.
it made me realize too, like her name is Kathy Newman, like new man, because she's taken on like a new body. Oh my god! Book me for the sequel. Oh my god!
We cut to
Sorry. Sometimes, when I'm feeling too reserved, I can't help, and it like needs to burst out of me. Is that Tourette's?
Yes, and I totally know that sometimes you just want to scream. If you just want to do the thing, and you just want to do the thing at 100, as if you're on a stage. Like,
Yeah.
that really made me laugh. Sorry.
Yeah.
I totally felt that on your. I like a little bit of something came out of me when you did it.
Come.
um,
My neighbors must just actually think that I'm mental because I literally just either going around my house like singing. But I was trying so hard earlier to do the Katy Perry Wide Awake sing along, and I was like, I can't even fake it sound good. It was just so annoying. And then I watched it's like harmonizing. Yeah, it's like Thunder. I am like, okay, I'm gonna try and like sing along and like really just like go for it, and I do it, but I always just segue into the fucking tune and I can't I'm like, ah! I'm like, I'm not harmonizing, I'm singing along with it. It's like so fucking annoying.
Okay.
But then I watched a video of a girl showing how like people doing all those videos and like I was just literally going to mime along to one because I thought it'd be funny. People would just believe it was me doing it.
So we cut to Willow banging on Kathy's and Buffy's door. Willow is here to tell Kathy to basically get the fuck out. And she's like, nah, I'm not leaving. Kathy says that she is capable of murder and her shifty little eyes when talking about Buffy. And she's not wrong because she's literally says going to murder her and we've seen the wee shifty eyes. It's funny. The phone goes and it's Oz for Willow and he tells Willow that she is at Giles and Willow backs out slowly and tells her just to stay in the room. Which I didn't really understand why Willow was like, just you stay here then.
Because Buffy was at Giles's, so she would be safer staying there.
Oh, yeah, okay, first stay here. I'm going to love this one. And we cut to Buffy still tied up trying to convince the guys that it's been so long and they don't believe her. And I'm like, yes, Queen. Yeah. I've been saying this for fucking years, Buffy. Xander conceded he hasn't tightened the ropes enough, and then there's a little funny bit with Oz and Xander trying to like have to step closer to tighten the ropes around Buffy, and they giggle. And they giggle about having to tighten them and approach Buffy. Is there like a wee giggle or something between
I think it's
them?
they're nervous. Like, it's like nervous energy.
It's quite funny. And then she just like does like a kind of Marvel comedy stand up and she's not
like
actually any ropes on
cartoon,
it.
like,
and then smashes their heads together, yeah. And she goes, nope, not tight enough. And then she walks out. Anything with those two wee scenes before I move on to my final scene?
Yes, when we see Willow knocking on that door, when she's knocking on Kathy's door, and then when she's in the room, she's just got such a lovely clavicle in this episode. Like it's framed really nicely by the necklace that she's wearing and then the neckline over top.
God, you really fancy Willow today.
Kathy's line is brilliant, and the delivery of it when she's like, I wouldn't put it past her to drop out or take off or something, do something horrible to herself. She's capable of it, I've seen it in those shifty little eyes. One of these days she might even push somebody too far. And it's like the score is going behind it, like, like a horror score. And it's like, and the phone rings and Willow's like, because it's just,
yeah,
I just thought it was really good because it's like,
it's just definitely a comedy episode. Like, it's
the way
full out
like
proper comedy.
Dagney delivers that line is just like, do something horrible to herself.
I keep thinking you're saying Cagney wrong.
I actually thought there's a line when she says, do something horrible to herself. I was going to send it to you because I thought it sounded so Northern Irish. She's like, do something horrible to herself.
Do something horrible to herself?
Yes, we
but
are.
I still can't get over yes, we are. It's the one that like it.
I can't hear where the American is meant to be.
No, I don't understand what that choice. I need someone from Northern Ireland to sit her down and be like, can we just double check what that was about? Did you just actively move to Armagh that day?
She's like, well, I was doing my New York accent. Extra, read all fucking about it. There's a great line that Xander and Oz have together whenever Xander's like going to talk to her and Oz is like, shh, don't engage. Which I thought, I never really noticed the height difference between Xander and Oz, but I just noticed it in this scene. But also Xander's looking really fucking hot.
He's looking good. Looking very good.
I think he looks very tanned as well. He must have just been on his wee summer holiday or something. But he looks so good. And when Buffy bangs their heads together, I'm like, that would have crushed their skulls. They would be dead. Like,
They would be dead.
yeah. It would have been actually funny if that's like they both left because they got their heads kicked in. YOLO. And yeah, that takes us up to where you're about to go.
Yeah, so we cut back to the dorm and Buffy and Kathy have the big showdown. Buffy offers Kathy to talk and then Buffy kicks the rug. And like, oh, sorry.
Oh, look what I did.
Oh, sorry, which is my favorite passive aggressive thing in the world, is to do something really small, but you know it
Yeah.
really irritates the person more when you clip my ankles, because you always for some reason will find the bit of my ankle that's fucked and then kick it, and it's like, you mother cunt. And then so after Buffy kicks the rug, Kathy just completely smacks her.
I think we need to talk. Don't you?
Absolutely. Let's talk.
Oops. Look what I did.
Look what I did.
Yeah, and she's like, oops, look what I did.
That feels like not another teen movie kind of comedy, doesn't it? Like, it's so spoofy. Spoofy the Vampire Slayer. They start kicking this shit out of each other, grabbing faces, which is something you don't see them do very often, where like they grab each other's like hair or faces, like old classic wee girls, and then Buffy rips Kathy's face off and she's like, I knew it.
Yeah. The only thing I was to say, I remember when I was watching that being genuinely surprised for the first time that like Kathy was the demon, but more surprised that she hit her, because I was like, oh, she's not going to realize what she's just done.
Oh my god, she's
oh
dead.
She fucking punched her. Oh my god. So, Act 4, we open around the campfire and the Freddy Krueger demons are chanting when out comes flying an even scarier Freddy Krueger demon asking,
Oh, Packy, Toenail.
Sounds like I just said Packy.
Did you shout, oh my god?
Oh my god. Stop that. The guy that plays the big Tapper Reach, Roger Morrissey, he's also the guy that played the Hans and Greta Strauss demon in Gingerbread.
Kill the bad girls.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Maggie Smith in the corner. Delightful. Back in the dorm, Kathy's got Buffy on the ground, and Buffy's like, I fucking knew it. And Kathy's like, fuck up and let me finish my soul-sucking ritual, right? And this scene is intercut with Giles finding out about the ritual of Mock Tagar. Basically, Buffy's dream was real, and Kathy's trans-dimensional demon who left...
That was very well done. Very good.
who left her dimension to go to college, and these mad demons have come to take her back.
Oh, very good.
Can I just say, I also just love like how they still boil this down to being a little fun, silly thing where it's like, this demon wants to go to college.
Yeah.
And it's
I
so
love that.
silly, but it's so believable.
I'm
Like-
here for it all day. This is a bit that I'm like, Marvel have lost the plot because they go too big. It's when you do the small things, like in that grand world, and you go into like, do you know what I mean? It's not like all like the end of the world. That's why I love the Spider-Mans, because they're never end of the world. They're sort of like wrecking a part of the city where like
they
you
call
wouldn't
it
get
like
armor.
street
Yeah.
level stories.
They're my favorites because they're the ones that are more like real to people's lives rather than just big buildings being toppled over. It feels so big. And anyway, sorry, neither here nor there. I really am here for it. Anyway, go.
Good. So we find out these Mocta Chocolate demons don't have a soul, so Kathy is borrowing Buffy's, so that when they come for her, they'll take the one without the soul, and Kathy will be able to go to college. Thank God. Women in education, am I right?
Am I right?
Am I right?
Oh, thank God I don't have to watch you floss anymore. And I won't have to live with a slob!
At least I won't have to live in a slab. So Buffy and Kathy have this great wee fight. Kathy flings her through a wardrobe door. And it's like, it's showtime, Buffy. And Kathy is I just love how strong as fuck she is as a demon.
Yeah.
I'd love there to be some sort of alternate take where it's like if Kathy had become part of the Scoobies and she was just this mad strong demon. Like, I love it. Back at Giles's place, Xander wakes up right as Willow finds them, and she's like, I'll ring Kathy. And she rings Kathy while Kathy's beating the fuck out of Buffy with the phone. I love it. She's like, all you had to do was write damn, you're tall. But it was so funny. When I was watching this, I text Kelly because I remember when we were younger, Kelly beat the shit out of me like that with a phone. It was the same day, remember, whenever I pushed the chair over on you and it like squashed your ring on your finger, one of the sofa chairs. I don't know if you remember, but I do. I remember it so clearly. You beat the shit out of me with a phone. I don't know why.
Well, yeah, I do actually remember the chair one where you were leaning on the chair and it went back. I vaguely remember beating you with a phone, but I can't totally remember. But that's probably why I beat you with a phone.
You beat me with a phone because you were a violent, spiteful little bitch.
I think you were the little bitch of the family.
Oh no, I messaged her and she was like, I don't remember that. I was like, I do, because it was also the night it was like, you know how there's like when you have a sofa with like two chairs, how the two separate chairs were like these big, almost like mini sofas in themselves. The ones that would go
Yes.
right up the back.
Yeah.
I think Kelly was like behind one and she was like trying to pull me off it or something. I jumped off it so it fell on top of her. And it like squashed a ring that she had on. Like it crushed it to her finger, so that's why she beat me up with a phone.
I like that you can hear the phone ring noise. Like
yeah,
bling, bling every time she hits
But
her
also
foot on it.
Buffy's face is so good because she's just acting like,
All you had to do was write down your clothes!
No answer.
So Giles arrives back and he tells him that Buffy was right, Kathy's a demon, and they're all like,
Oopsie.
Xander asks if Buffy's been doing a Linda Blair on them because Kathy's been sucking her soul, which is obviously in reference to an exorcist. So nice. Giles has found a spell to reverse the soul sucking, and Oz and Xander go off to help Buffy in person, and he's like, Willow and I will perform this at once. I'm like, all right. And Buffy and Kathy are still beating the absolute fuck out of each other, and the student next door is like, do you mind? People are trying to study.
But like, there's clearly someone getting their bollocks knocked in, and it's like,
I like that you can't hear it as much like from the outside, but I do love that like the two from the door like flips down.
yeah, when
they
they get
bang
hit in the
against
door.
Kathy flings Buffy through the window, and Kathy ends up pinning her down by the bed. Bam, chicka, wow, wow. And she's about to suck out the last bit of her soul when Giles and Willow's spell kicks in and it reverses, and Buffy sucks her own soul back up out of Kathy's mouth like a baby bird regurgitating its ma's food. Or like me regurgitating packets of bikers on the way back to Top Warner.
Ugh.
I wish I knew what that was back then when I started doing that.
What, an eating disorder?
I always regurgitate my food, but I can't help it. It's how feet are here. Kathy's like, how the fuck did you do that? Right as there's a big flash of light and crash, bang, wallop, Daddy Kathy is there and he's like, TKO. Do you have any idea how much fucking trouble you're in, wee girl? And Kathy's
See
like,
when I get you home.
Tanu Lakbar! And her dad's like, don't you fucking slobber to me? And Kathy's like, I'm 3,000 years old. Stop treating me like I'm 900.
That's a funny line.
And her dad tells her, tough teddy, you're coming home. And he opens a whirlpool portal in the middle of the floor, which Kathy falls into. And then the dad just danders into it and it closes up. YOLO swag. And then we crossfade to Willow hanging a Dingo's poster completely off center, which just doesn't make sense to me. Buffy's like, no, more this way, like as off the wall, like, no. And Buffy and Willow are now roommates. Yay! Oh my God,
I'm
how
actually really
exciting.
glad of that. I was quite relieved of that because I'm like, that would have been so much better having Buffy and Willow be roommates and like have them have some like angsty times and like get pissed off at each other, which I'm looking forward to because I know that's definitely going to happen.
Yeah, it's sure Willow, my God.
It's
So-
sure Willow.
It's sure Willow. Oh my God. Buffy's like, thank God it was the soul sucking that was making me an absolute dick to live with, because I always thought I was pretty easygoing. Right as Willow lifts Buffy's sandwich and it's like, are you going to eat this? And we get a close up on Buffy's Kill Bill eyes again. And I'm like, it's everyone else who's a dick. Buffy is the one who's in the right.
Fair
See
enough. If someone
see
lifted up
someone
my
fucking ate my fucking sandwich.
Are you fucking kidding me? You wouldn't ask the question and then bite in before the answer.
Yeah.
That's what gets me.
I hate when people don't do that.
It is awful.
Like when someone lifts a chip, but like, can I have one? As they
Yeah.
have one in their hand, I'm like,
Can't
no.
say no now, can I?
I just take it out there. I do. I say no.
And that's the end of that episode.
Great episode. I loved that it was just a quick end to the. It was an episode more about the growings up in life than it is about like the demony stuff, and I am here all day for that. Love the lore as much as I love the lore. I'm like so down with the characters now that I'm really enjoying like watching them develop and change and grow and become one.
Exciting. Well, great. Oh, well, very great. So I just thought I'd ask you, do you have any crazy nightmare roommate stories that you can share?
Oh, yes, I can. Sure.
Oh, sure. Sorry, it took me a second to. I was like, okay, why you did it?
You never get my fucking jokes. I went to uni twice, did 2 first years, and my first year, if I'd have done a course that I loved, I think I would still be in uni, not now, because I didn't. I would have completed the course. I did business finance investment in Portrush.
That's right.
In Coleraine, but I lived in Portrush in this place called Givarin. And Givarin looked like Balamory, and it was slightly outside of Coleraine, slightly outside of Portrush and quite outside of Coleraine, but it was like the stop before you get to Portrush. So when I moved in there, and it was me and 3 other boys, and I remember that the guy that, the biggest guy, I think his name was Sam, he was like a rugby player. He was there playing, I think he might have went and played for Ulster after, but he was huge. And he, when we first moved in, he was like not that shy, and he came up and he was like, lads, just so you know, I'm a fucking neat freak, so if this place is messy, like I don't cope well with that sort of thing. And we were like, you're enormous, no problem. So our house is fucking spotless, because he would like clean all the time, like the like you would assume our house would be fucking stinking because we're like stinking wee fellas, but our house is like spotless. And I remember he used to do this thing. I pranked him one time, and he used to do this thing where we would go out to, you would get, it was a pound of vodka for like a shot of vodka, and then you could get like water and lime cordial for free. So I would just have vodka, water, and lime cordial, and be like a wee cocktail, and then I would just get fucking steaming, a tenner, and I'd be blocked. And we'd come back, and he used to do this thing every morning. We'd all go out to tracks in Portrush, and we'd come back on like a Tuesday night, and every morning we'd get up, because we always used to go into uni on a Wednesday morning, because it was closed on Wednesday afternoon, I think, I remember rightly, for like sports stuff. Anyway, and I remember one day he would always come down, he was the worst for hangovers, and he would just open up, like, he had like a refillable plastic bottle. He would always like fill up his water and put it in the fridge the night before, and just pin it, neck it. And I thought it'd be really funny if we fill it with vodka. So he came up, but like obviously, Tony, not like Smirnoff or like a really nice vodka, but like the Bells, like the stuff that like paints thinner. Glens, what it was, Tesco's Glens. And I filled it up, but I forgot we did it. So you got up the next morning, and we're all like in the, like, I think I was maybe cooking some sausages or something, and we're all chatting about the night before, and like, oh, just do fucking blah, just do blah, all this stupid shit you talk about in uni. And he came downstairs and he was dying, like, and he was really, really dying. And I remember like remembering too late that he was about to pin the thing, and looking over at Boomer, who was one of the other guys I lived with. He's this really, really beautiful man. You would have loved the boys. I was the ugly one always, except whenever it was me and you. We'll see.
We'll see about that. I've taken the substance.
And he started pinning it, and it took him, but he drank 3 gulps, and I remember it wasn't until he breathed through his nose, and then he got this like look, and me and Boomer looked at each other, and I honestly have never run so fast in my entire life, because he knew it was me, and he vomited. No, like that, like water vomit. Yeah, the one that's come from like, it's deep down.
Yeah.
And it came out from deep down all over the kitchen. I cleaned it, to be fair, but it was like, he took it well, but like he kicked the shit out of me, and it was like, so not really nightmare. I've never really had any like difficult, I might be the nightmare roommate. Do you know what I mean? I could be the nightmare, I could be the Kathy. Or the Buffy, it depends on what.
That's so funny, because my story was more about me being the nightmare roommate as well. And not really a story, but just like, obviously, I was thinking about when I was a drug addict for many years, and Jess lived with me, and I was just, like tearing down walls and retiling things and decorating 24/7 and stapling and fucking smoking Tina in the bathroom and then being like, she's still more reasonable to live with. So Jess, if you're listening, I'm very much aware that I was the nightmare roommate and I'm very sorry. You were great. You're great to live with.
Oh, that's very sweet. That's a nice bit of closure.
I know my other roommate, do you remember Joanna from when I lived in that Ethel Street house?
Yes.
The Christian girl. And
Mhm.
I feel like I united that house. I took space in that house of someone who'd moved out and I got close with Joanna quite quickly. But the two other guys, Andy and someone else, were like, they never like hung around the house. They never did anything. But then we all ended up like doing stuff together and like eating together and all that kind of stuff. And then obviously Joanna and I went on our mad Christian crusade because we had demons in that house, which was scary. We left that house in the middle of the night because we saw demons. Yeah, crazy. Oh, good times, you know.
I'm sure you know yourself.
That was the house I lived in when I tried to kill myself.
I remember.
But didn't work, obviously, because she's here. Oh my God,
Oh
she's
my
alive. Oh my God, she's alive. Oh my
She's
God,
alive.
she's alive.
She's
Oh my
alive.
God, she's alive.
She's
No,
alive.
stop it.
No, stop it.
No,
Stop being alive.
No. Anyway, as always, a massive thank you to our generous, elite, emotionally evolved Patreon supporters. If you'd like to support the podcast and get bonus episodes, early access, you can see the full interview I did with Dagney Kerr, also a little bonus episode with Jay Monchon and Sarah. You've been getting like 4 to 6 extra episodes a month at the minute.
Yeah, you gritty fuckers.
Long may she reign. Actually, long may she not reign because I need a fucking break. Oh my God. If you want to hear us rant about more things that you've heard us talk about in this episode, then head over to our Patreon and you can check out the chaos right now for less than the price of a coffee.
And
A
if you've enjoyed
coffee.
today's...
Sorry.
Shut up.
No, you.
And no.
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 No, and
No, your toenails continue to grow after you cut them.
they
And
do.
if
And
you've
if
enjoyed...
Oh my God, was I going to
You
say the
cunt.
same thing as you?
And if you've enjoyed today's episode, please like, subscribe, follow, whatever the button says where you are. Leave us a 5-star review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and make sure you're subscribed on YouTube so you never miss an episode. Tell your friends, tell your enemies,
and
tell
make
anybody you've ever spoken to
sure-
ever in your life.
Tell me ma when I come home, the boys won't leave the girls alone.
The car's out loud.
And make sure to check back next week when we will be talking The Harsh Light of Day. An old... Sorry, I sounded so...
An old foe returns to Sunnydale, a new enemy from Buffy's past arises, and Parker barely know her. Parker barely know her, very good.
Yeah, thanks.
Sorry, I've ruined a joke.
No, it's okay. It was funny. An old foe returns to Sunnydale and a new enemy from Buffy's past arises. Oh, Parker barely know her.
Oh,
Don't forget to like and share, bitch.
yeah, bitch. Bitch.
Like and share, bitch. So good. But what was I going to say? I had something to say. Oh, it was about that. Oh, it's probably out already, but I did an episode with Eric and Ketman for their podcast. I did the Zeppo. But it's also funny being on with Americans because they obviously have a scripted intro as well. But it's funny seeing how the Americanness goes into it because it's like, instead of being like, hey guys, welcome to hey guys, and welcome back to the Hellmouth. We're going to be doing blah, 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 blah.
Oh,
Like,
yes, the affected voice that they put on.
yeah, I just totally forget that, like, there's no way to really do that in Northern Irish. I guess there is. You'd be like, hey guys, and
Hey
welcome.
guys, welcome to Cool FM. My name is, and I'm going to talk all night long. Pete Snodden on the radio all the time, talking like he's in the back of his voice and having a shit.
24/7. Can you believe crazy deals?
Welcome to Super Value. That's like a real...
You can get 50 Easter eggs for 99p.
At middle.
Anyway.
Anyway, thanks for watching,
Au
everybody.
revoir.
Au revoir.
Orphan.
Oh.
Orphan war.
Oh.
Yes, if you've liked what you've seen, don't forget to like and share, bitch.
Oh, sure, bitch. Sure, bitch is great.
Right, give me a line of any Cher song in a Cher voice.
Is it in his eyes? That's...
I was wondering, does he love me? I want to know.
That's the one. I couldn't remember.
Does...
I couldn't remember the actual lyrics, and I knew I was going to get it wrong, and he would be like, "No, you fucking drag it."
It's just so abrupt. Gypsies, traps, and thieves. Anyway,
You've lost your mind.
I've lost your ditties. Anyway, I'll see
You
you
lost my
later,
cock
sure.
in your ass. Bye, babes.
Can't lose what you can't find. To my